Am I the asshole for letting my in-laws know that my baby was sleeping during their audible fight? I currently live with my in-laws with my infant son and husband. My in-laws find themselves in screaming matches daily. Yesterday, while my son was asleep, I could hear them screaming from downstairs where we stay with the door shut. I have been told that I can let them know when the baby is sleeping. There was a break in their argument, and so I said, "Just so you guys know, the baby is sleeping," in a neutral tone, and promptly exited the scene. Moments later, I had my fill using my name and curse words together and something about his fucking house to my mill. Then he came up to me 10 minutes later, heated, and said, "Just so you know, I respect him, the baby, but I don't think you get to shush me in my own home. This is my house." I just looked at him and then he walked away. This morning I wanted to talk to him and asked my mill if I should about his responses towards me, but my mill said he has a point. It's his house. All I can think is, it sure is, but I don't think I did or said anything wrong or to warrant that reaction. Seriously, folks, AITA. Edit info. We were self-sufficient and had no threat to our self-sufficiency, monetarily, before moving in. We had our first child and lived near no family. We were invited to live with them for help on multiple fronts. I was made aware that they have disagreements. All couples do. I was not made aware what they were like. We have every intention of living on our own, but these adjustments can take time, especially when the move is states away from where we had previously been established, and a child is now in the decision-making mix. Not the asshole. And you need to move out ASAP. It may be his, not also his wife's house, but if you have a baby in the house, it's common courtesy to be quiet while the baby sleeps. Get out as soon as you can. Money's not worth living with that misery. It's totally her house, too. He says his house a lot. You don't want to raise your child in a violent home full of yelling, do you? Info. What has your husband said about this? Has he talked to them about happened? I told him what happened because he was not home at the time. The first thing he said is that he is always choosing me and wanted me to know that. I told him I don't want him to be at odds with his parents, but he said he would talk to his dad. He did and told me that he got his dad's side and let his dad know he loves him. But if it comes down to it, he chooses us, son and I, over them. Okay, but what did your husband actually do about this situation? Did he remind his parents that you were told by them to let them know when your son is sleeping and they're being too loud? Did he tell his dad that he cannot speak to you that way? What did he do to help at all other than say some nice placating words to you? Am I the asshole for telling my wife she's making my life harder than it needs to be? So here's the thing. I, 30 male, and my wife, 32 female, are expecting our second baby. She's having a high-risk pregnancy, so she's bedridden. She's been bedridden for 2 months now. I have a remote job with incredibly flexible hours, so I've been taking care of my wife, my toddler, the house, and my job during this time. Lately, my wife is getting more needy. She asks for things that are too time-consuming, or asks me for things that are just distractions like go to the store for ice cream, change my pillows, go play with the kid like I usually do. I asked her to let me work because lately I hadn't been filling my 8 hours a day quota because of all the things she asks me to do, plus my job, plus cooking, plus taking care of the kid. Today, I had a meeting. It was important, and I asked her to please don't bother me during the meeting, but somehow she managed to generate a short circuit that fried the bedroom TV, panicked and made my kid panic and started bleeding from the stress. I had to call the meeting short and got reprimanded at my job, had to check what else got damaged, calmed down my kid, and cleaned up my wife. I'm the sole breadwinner at the house and money is tight. I got stressed about losing our main source of income and I snapped at her. I asked her what the hell was her problem and why did she needed to make my life so hard. She started crying and called me an asshole, then called her parents who came and picked her up, calling me an asshole as well. I understand that pregnancy is hard and high-risk pregnancy is harder. But I just asked for 1 hour not to be bothered. Was that too much to ask? Am I the asshole? By the way, if you were wondering what caused the short, she plugged in an electric mosquito swatter and spilled her water while it was turned on. No assholes here. It's a very stressful situation for you all. You need help as you can't afford to lose your job, which probably also includes your insurance. Can anyone provide some assistance or childcare while you work? I asked her parents, but they were busy. Until tonight, I guess. My parents are too far away, so I was on my own. Did her parents also take the toddler? Because if then, this might be the temporary break you need to catch up on sleep/work/cleaning. Not the asshole. She's high risk, she's not stupid and disabled. She should have just chilled out for 1 hour. And ice cream is really not a priority. She's pregnant, but that doesn't mean all shit goes out the window. If you lose your job, then what? Who's going to pay for the bills? Your in-laws could have stepped in way before this and help out, but no, they didn't. They really aren't in any position to judge you. In fact, why didn't they offer to help in the first place? This is all just too much for one person to deal with. Edit. OP clarified that I yelled at her because she didn't need to use the swatter, it didn't need charging. She just was bored and she was poking around the bed. What could she do from there? Wife 100% caused the accident. While OP doesn't understand that a little spotting is already concerning, neither does the wife because she's going around doing tasks that don't need attention, instead of following doctor's orders. Not the asshole. You can't be everywhere all at once. If her parents were able to come over at short notice and take her away, then they can pitch in and help out. You need a roster. Explain nicely why you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.